It's a new game to be.
JT, this will not be. JT, this part will not be recorded. I know you're recording right now.
We know you're recording right now, Jason.
Connection terminated.
Oh, right.
Alright.
Nice to know it's only beta
Now,
testers.
you may think that because I have the developer role that I am in the know, but really I have
none of us know
more
anything.
questions than you do.
Yeah, literally, other than Mono, mine, and Kyle, even in like the dev shit, we have no idea what's going on.
Watch this.
And mine left the Discord.
No, I
Oh,
disconnected that.
I meant to say, I thought you left the Discord for old time's sake.
Guys, watch this.
Guys, watch. Look, I'm a speaker. I can become a speaker.
Guys, watch this.
Yo, it's Koichi. How's it going?
Good, man.
Alright.
Okay, I don't like your voice, so you're going.
That's not marketable, sorry.
What the fuck? Wow, that's horrible. You guys are fucking assholes.
We got 13 people in the audience.
Well, that was.
Anyway, Kyle's fashionably late. Wonder why.
Yes.
He's putting on his high heels.
He's playing Mighty Omega.
He better not be.
Ken Omega. Sorry.
Alright, welcome to the show. Yeah, I have no idea what's going to be going on once it starts. Only Kyle knows anything.
That's a good question, Mono. I'm curious
Will there be
myself.
fishing game, guys? I wonder why. Wonder why that's a question. Spoiler alert. We won't tell you. Only Kyle will.
Kyle's hip measurements. That is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a picture of Kyle, so we can actually do the math to solve it if we know his height. Let's see. I don't think Kyle has grown at all since 2017, so we can use that as a way to find his hip measure. Yeah. Hip measurement.
Using the golden ratio proportions of the human body.
We can end the average male hip size.
We find the 3 to 7 measurement between Kyle's height and his hip bones.
It is 102 centimeters. That is Kyle's hip measurement.
Guys, I can't find my remote. Where is it?
Under the couch. Yes, stars.
Check your Joy-Con drawer.
Oh my god.
The TV won't turn on.
Anyway, guys, we're just testing. We always have to test the technology first before we begin, or then once we
I
have.
found it.
Oh,
It was in the couch, not under it, you dickhead.
Copper, I don't think you'll be any use during this.
You silly.
That's fair. I'm just gonna be muted.
Neither will Cannabis or Asteroid.
No, I'm just beaming with charisma.
Clan's just gonna have his mic muted, and I'm gonna change his name randomly during the end.
Yeah,
Shut the
Cannabis,
fuck
mute
up!
your
No,
mic.
hey, now I was doing a fucking pickup. I'm back now.
Language.
Okay, my work here is done.
Shut the hell up, Copper.
Ban him. Get him out of here.
Yeah, we did. Alright, only developers can be up here.
Awesome.
Fuck you, I'm tech developer.
There we go. Only developers, what are you doing?
My rank says.
That's fake.
My rank says otherwise.
You said only developers, but Asteroid's up here.
I know, he keeps joining.
Must be a glitch in the system.
I shot real smooth.
Hey, stop it.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
No.
Hello, Kyle.
Hey,
It begins.
Why does Kyle have a good mic?
Alright, Kyle.
Chat.
Remember, this is the pre-AMA testing channel,
Okay, we can.
and it's probably going to ping everyone as soon as we join and begin the second event of the
No,
real
yeah.
AMA.
No, you need to warm up first, Kyle. Do not start it.
Mm. Do you have all your ducks in a row, Kyle?
This is
We
like
can ask you anything, huh?
Breath of the Wild footage.
Anything. Remember, asking something does not mean that you are going to get an answer.
The release
Street address.
will be this year.
We already figured that out.
Yeah, we already figured that out. Okay. How's Elden Ring, Mono?
Mm-hmm. Give a round of applause to our planning team for deciding to host an AMA the day after Elden Ring release.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you've been working on your mic the past hour? Really? Damn.
This man can't press an output setting.
AMA, you thought
Kyle, the event hasn't started. We're in the pre-AMA zone.
Oh yeah, Koichi's
We have
right.
100 people interested in the real AMA, and that event has not begun.
There's 100 out of 3,000 interested, and 10 out of 100 that are coming.
Hey, Mono, 5,000 people have left the server over the past year.
I wish I were one of them.
Well, they were mostly Pembroke people, and then they were during 2018.
No one has left the server more times than I have. None of it was by choice.
No, there's someone that has more.
What, Joni?
Johnny left, and then we said we don't care about you. He
You
moved
can
on.
borrow my mic.
Yeah. Here, just let me hand it over. Here, let me play some music. This is we'll wait.
What's that one Pac-Man song that goes "Buana buana 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 na 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 na"? Oh God. Mind, how far did you get in Elden Ring?
We haven't bought it yet. We'd be too
You guys
distracted.
suck. You guys suck.
Yeah, you're right.
No, the game isn't a game. It's an experience.
Yeah. You're right.
This is gonna be our. Oh wait.
That's good. Kyle's 15 minutes is about to be up. Hello, Kyle.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, I'm on my phone, literally. My headset decided to say it today. It stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Cutting in and out.
Hey, Kyle. Kyle, let me tell you, if you're on your phone, it's gonna cut you off if you get out of. It's like really fucking stupid. It'll like disconnect your mic if you like if you like look away from, or if you don't talk for a while, it'll automatically disconnect you. And if you close out the damn
Mm-hmm.
what is this tab that like shows everyone like in the thing, it'll like cut off your mic. That reconnects.
How many USB connections do you have on your computer?
It's not the USB. I've been on the fucking stage with Clanibus for like the past hour trying to see if he could hear me. I've been in here since like 3 something trying.
Alright, well. Are we starting with footage reveal, or is that at the end?
Why haven't we added everyone?
I don't know. Yet it's going to mention people like internally if they said they're interested in an event. So as soon as you press begin event on the progress revision AMA, it's gonna tell everyone who's interested.
We should double tag them.
That's true. You guys like getting double added, right? That makes you hyped to join an AMA? To be double reminded, you know? I hope we'll be able to color our ships. Kyle, you good?
Hey Kyle, remember to say eagle.
The Daddy Eagle, do you come in? Over. Cannot hear you speak, Kyle.
I told you, you have to reconnect to the channel in order to talk again on mobile.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you for the time being, yes.
What the hell? We're about to get ready to scrap this shit. Like I literally did not touch anything and it just cut my mic off on mobile. This is bullshit.
I told you, it fucking will cut you off if you don't talk for a bit.
Did
Wow,
you,
that- Fucking shit. Can you guys attempt to start the event? I'm trying to start it on my side, but it's not allowing me to.
Okay,
access.
mine guy, begin the event.
Every time I hit start, it says the stage is already open. I guess because we're already.
No, here, I'll do it. Ready?
Oh god, here we go.
Give it a try.
Alright, here we go, guys.
We're just gonna see how many people show up. If it's a good turnout, we'll go ahead. Otherwise, we'll scrap it until I get a better mic. Not even a better mic, until my mic starts working.
Alright, I got this.
We have to end this event.
Go
No,
ahead.
I got it. Don't worry.
Let's see, will we get over 50 people?
No.
Oh my god, either you or Asteroid mute your mic. You both are echoing.
Did it work for you?
Hello, I can hear you, Kyle.
Clan, get out of here.
Hmm.
Did the start event button work for you?
Yeah,
The event has
started.
been started.
I can't.
Should we tag everyone as well?
I think it's supposed to tag everyone. That's the whole thing.
Well, I think it's only
Mhm.
supposed to tag like people that are interested, but
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much who it's supposed to tag.
Notification settings, server default.
Kid Stan is here.
I'm just gonna leave you guys to just watch over how many people come in. I'm gonna try to get a new mic in the meantime. See if I could borrow
We're
one.
over 22. That's all right. Start. I'm gonna ask people. Yeah.
All right, while they're doing stuff, I'm gonna invite some people upstage. Get out of here, Clan.
Hmm. Be sure to raise your hand if you'd be interested at speaking.
Give me 1 second, you guys.
Why do you invite me?
Let me
Hey,
get a mic.
Villains.
I got a star for this show. Watching this reviewer comes first, thinking comes last.
We're gonna start these like one of those colored Zoom classes where the teacher just stares at the screen for like 5 minutes before starting.
Mm-hmm. We have 30.
Alright. Hey, okay.
That's a 33% success rate.
Where'd you get 33 from?
Because there's 104. What is that?
So that's
Yeah, that's less than 30, not more than 30%.
30 out of 106 is almost 33%.
Hmm.
You just pinged and that
What do you
was
mean they can't join? What do you mean it's locked? What? Huh?
There, I made it. So it works.
Excuse me? What do you mean it's locked? Who locked it? Are you? We'll see. We're at 30 right now. Let's see if we can get to 50. I'm gonna spam invite people. So that's the thing to do.
you got a super chalk or something. Me and Bill and some talk.
I don't know why I'm up here, but you know.
You didn't raise your hand.
No, I invited him up here. Everyone wants to hear Dylan's talk.
Force the man to get up on stage. Alright, well, guess you gotta be Zoom teachers in this fight for 5 minutes.
I don't really know what to say because Kyle's not here. Asteroid,
I
get
invited
Mike.
some of my friends. I would also be recording this thing in a second.
Right.
Unless I can't. Can you record it? You look sexy. Oh my gosh.
Okay, 32 people. Only
I don't think we're getting
107
50.
said they were interested, so that's not that bad.
Should we tag everyone?
But I thought we already did.
Well, the AMA tagged like everyone who was interested.
He
But
No,
should we
mine
tag
mine
the other
no, he
tagged
two?
pinged beta
Should we
everyone.
tag
testers
the
and
other
community.
3,999 people?
Yeah, he pinged beta tester and community.
Oh, who did?
I would. I don't care.
Seems a lot of people have their notifications off.
A lot of people like to just keep all notifications and never look at any of them. Like I know Clan has like 60,000 and he just hasn't looked at. Okay, Lord Cosmos, what was your question? You have a question?
I gotta see the progress of you first, I have a question. Pretty much
Okay.
answered all of mine the last stage we had.
Right.
But, what was I gonna say?
You're
No one's left.
doing good so far. There is a community member requesting to speak. Should we let him in, Mono?
He never
What happened
heard.
to Kyle?
I got mine guy.
Asteroid, where's mine?
He's out of the room at the moment.
Ah.
He's
Well, he's the guy. He's the guy you yeah.
Now, let's just ask people, what would you be looking forward to in a One Piece game? If anyone wants to raise their hand to tell us what they would like to see most in a One Piece game, feel free.
I mean,
Alright,
you guys pretty
guess
much
we have
seem like you're doing what I would want. Like a lot of definite, like you can have your own roles and there's lives, and if you have the wrong devil fruit, like a smile, that can really mess you up. Like it seems like you guys are doing a lot more than what other One Piece games have. So.
Yeah, Smile is in a One Piece game. Can you imagine that?
I know, it's so cool.
variety.
I hope someone does
Oh,
that.
wow. What a crazy subject. No,
By the
we
way,
are adding smiles though.
Yeah,
That's
you guys
something
talked
we
about it
told the
last
public
time.
before. We actually have I think we have like 3 made.
alright. We have quite a few people requesting to
Alright,
speak right now.
yeah.
Alright, Lord Cosmos, we're gonna let you down.
Alright, I saw Maui had his hand up for a while. Let's invite him.
I would like to see like PvP, like so we could battle each other, basically like GPO.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like
Hmm.
even if, like a person like finishes the game and all that, they could still like battle for like prizes. If you could add that, if like prizes,
Mm.
money, even sometimes rare.
Oh, are you asking like you would like to see wager battles where people can predetermine what things they're betting in the duel, and then the winner will get them?
No, I guess that kind of sounds like it, cause I would think of like something more like of like a PvP, and like sometimes there's like some drops for like people some drops after the PvP, or
Yeah.
basically wager,
So
I guess.
Season
Yeah.
season end rewards, Asteroid.
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, we do have that, and we do have some interesting PvP elements. One thing we have is looting, and
Mm.
you can get items from looting someone with the proper skills. Uh, Another thing we have is capturing someone. When someone
Mm.
dies, they go into more of a rag doll, and you're able to tie them up and transport them. And if you're a
Oh, that.
marine,
Mm.
you can actually take a defeated person, take him into a marine setup or whatever
Mm.
you'd want to call it, to turn them in and send them to prison. And you get various rewards based on that, like bounty, reputation,
Mm.
berry, all that stuff.
Oh
PvP
well.
definitely has a lot of elements. I don't want to disclose too much, but yeah.
Oh. Okay. Honestly, I think that you're like one of the first people to like think of like the Marines and stuff, because honestly GPO, True Piece, and all like the anime One Piece games never really worked on the Marines, which like it there really wasn't a reason for you to be a Marine. So it's just great to know that there's someone out there with a but an idea about that.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Maui. We're
Yeah,
gonna let
thank
you
you.
on back and
Oh,
bring
looks like
someone else up.
Kyle's back.
Okay.
Hey guys. All right.
Hey,
So
you
I
got a new mic?
Mike.
Hello.
Nope. I'm still on mobile at the moment.
Oh, that sucks.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep this pretty brief. I'm gonna review progress for the month that the devs have gone ahead and handled. I'll get you guys caught up on that. Um, I think what we'll do as far as gameplay, since we only really got 43 out of the 100 people that even signed up and said they were interested. Thanks for hitting your interested, I guess. We'll go ahead and ping you guys and release a clip. I don't think we could really screen share on mobile, so
Mm.
probably just going to be the way we have to handle that. So we'll go about it that way. I'll answer a couple questions and then I'll go ahead and review progress for you. So if you guys want to continue bringing people up, I'll go ahead and take care of their questions.
All right. That's a shame, but that's fine. Just so you guys know, if you already hit the request button, don't hit it again because you'll be put in the back of the line. You'll lose your place. Um, so first off, we got Kid. Let's get him up here. All right, maybe he's not there. Let's get Koichi up here then.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. I would love racism and slavery in a One Piece game.
Oh man.
Maybe some
Tommy,
more vague terms to describe that. I mean, you know,
I love you, Koichi.
it's up to you guys really. You can make your own adventure if you want to have like lore that you are, you know, discriminatory.
All right, let's get Hardy up here.
Yep. Not gonna chance that one. Hey, what's
Yo,
going on,
Hey,
Hardy?
Hardy.
what's going on, y'all? For those who don't know me, hi, I'm Hardy. And here's my question. I am actually really curious about the progression in this game, specifically like going from point A to point B, level 1 to level however far we get. And I just want to see, I want to see if there is more than just an XP system. I want to see if there is progression in a sense of items being obtained, in a sense of skills being obtained, instead of just skill points and such.
All right. So I don't want to go into too much detail on the progression system.
Oh, did his mic cut out?
Hello, Kyle.
Kyle?
Try and rejoin.
Uh,
He really doesn't want to go in depth with the progression system.
He really doesn't.
Mentioned it. This mic thing is it's an issue for us today. Pretty fucking.
It's all good, man. It's all good, bro.
I will go ahead and answer your question though. I don't want to reveal too much on progression, but I do want to allow people to know it's not going to be a basic level system. We're going for a more story-driven type of progression where you have to adventure. You have to explore the world if you want to climb and rank. You're not going to be sitting at so-and-so island that's based for so-and-so level. You're going to be adventuring, going on expeditions, and hoping to run into different characters that you've seen in the series. And that's to obtain items, drops. It's going to be a lot of chance as far as progression goes, but hey, that's just life in general. You have a chance to become a millionaire. You have a chance not to be. You have a chance to find a treasure map. I mean, you have a chance not to. But as far as XP goes, you're going to be completing normal quests, I guess, but in a
Mic cut out. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. We gotta get you a new mic, Kyle.
I'm going to try to like knock this out really quick. So it's not going to be as simple as beating up 15 bandits. There's going to be chain quests. There's going to be quests where maybe you won't really get a reward, but you will get information that leads you to a storyline that will give you a bigger reward. That's the type of gameplay that we're going for. We're trying really hard to max out replayability and bring the community together around different storylines. I hope that answers the question. I don't know if I was rambling or anything, but
No, I think you hit it right on the mark, man. Thank you very much.
no problem, man.
yeah.
Thanks for coming up, Artie.
Thank you. How do I return to my humble audience position?
Oh, don't worry, they'll help you with it.
All right. Next up, we got Jaden. You won't clan. All right.
Different than the other Jaden.
I was wondering, would that be like like you see like in GTA where there's like a mini map like you could ping a place and it shows you directly where to go? Will it be like an implement in the game like that?
All right. So my mic should be working right now, so I'll go ahead and take this one as well. I believe a mini map was planned out. We have one. It's not to the point where I'd say as far as giving it that feature where you could pinpoint a location and it will guide you there. That's more going to be within the gameplay itself, not exactly on the mini map. However, there will be markers on the mini map to alert you of things within a vicinity in within your vicinity. I'd say, how can I put this?
A radar?
Not, yeah, it's basically a radar. It's not going to show you everything on the map at once, but only the stuff that's within your vicinity. I think that's the best way to put it. So as you walk around the map and you get closer to, say, a town, you might not be able to see what's in that town until you get a bit closer to it, but you will have the ability to see that. As far as being marked for quests and such, that's handled by the quest system. It's not something you'd really have to mark on your own. However, I will keep that feature in mind for maybe be added later on, but we do have a very long list of features as it is already.
Navigator skill.
Okay, thanks.
Now, Kyle, I was looking in the AMA channel and I saw a very interesting question for some of these newer members of OPR. Will there be Sea Kings in OPR? Kyle?
Yep. Short answer, yes.
Mm-hmm. But if Kyle joins back, he will mention how we do not do Sea Kings like you have seen other games do them.
We are a bit different.
I am back.
Hello,
Okay.
Kyle.
So as far as that question regarding Sea Kings, there will be plenty. There will be more than you have ever seen before in a One Piece game on Roblox. Am I hyping this up? No, sir, I am not. These Sea Kings have already been completed. That's why I could tell you this with such confidence. As you would typically see in normal One Piece games on the platform, there's maybe the Lord of the Coast and maybe a recolored Lord of the Coast if you're lucky. We are not doing that. We dug through the data. We found as many references as we can. I can tell you we have at least 7 to 10. There's at least 2 that haven't been rigged by me, but our original set of 7 are completed. That goes from frogs to eels to dolphins. We got it all. Now, in addition to that, Sea Kings aren't the only creatures that we were really looking at and trying to get into the game. There's specific creatures.
I might cut out.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Now, we are not a one-trick pony. We do not have just Sea Kings as the only one-piece creatures that are seeable and interactable in the game.
Yes, there are many, many creatures for many, many different walks of life.
And you guys make it sound so sus. No, look, yo, I'll be as real as possible. There's plenty of creatures from different areas of the map that you have seen within the series. Other than Sea Kings, we do have the sand crabs from Alabasta. Someone was asking me about another creature on Alabasta. I'm forgetting the name. Astrid probably remembers it. I guess it was like the little turtle. I'm really forgetting the name. I dropped it.
Oh, the super speed turtle or whatever.
No. The Kung Fu Dugong. So we have.
Oh, yes. We definitely have Kung Fu Dugongs.
It's not a turtle.
Yeah, it's
I
basically.
mean, it has a turtle shell.
It's
I
a
can see the
reptile.
confusion.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we have them.
Mhm.
They're animated. They've been rigged already. Uh, to really go, if I really want to go deeper into it, I'll basically tell you guys we've been in progress for such a long time. We have collected so many different rigs that you have never seen before. I promise you this. I could really just take a picture of them, and you'll probably have to go looking to see what the name of that is. So do with that information what you will. We're going to call up the next person before my mic cuts out again. It's really becoming a bit of a problem here. Go ahead and grab someone, Astrid.
Doric has been here for a while. Let's see what he has to ask. Hello, Doric.
Hello guys, Mono, Kyle, Oster. All right, guys.
Hi. Kyle, say
Okay,
hi.
so I have a few questions. Like Hardy said, I'm curious about progress too. I just want to see a hard progress game, like not a farming simulator. I just want to see a different quests, maybe picking some things or something like that. And I want to see more important ships, ship wars in seas, like bigger ships, more detailed ships, and uh, things like that. I just want to see more ships and more important ship wars in One Piece games. So OPR is gonna be a game like that.
Mono, do you want to take over?
Well, I mean, you're the one who really did a lot of the stuff with the naval combat
Mhm.
and the
All right.
shipments and stuff. So I think that's you.
All right.
Yeah, with the mechanics of it, Kyle.
I'll go ahead and take this one. So Mono normally does the designs for the ships. He's done more than a number of them. We have like how many base plates full? At least 4 at this point of different size ships. So there will be a variety between the ships that you use. That goes from small, speedy, fast ships to large warships meant for battles. As far as mechanics, that's something that we've had to work on from our last testing. I will admit, in pre-beta, there was a bit of an issue with people wanting to stand on the ships while they are moving. Now, you see, that's a bit of an issue for a lot of devs. As far as what's done these days to kind of curb that issue, most devs kind of just make you stand still. They'll like attach you to the boat. You say a command and you sit down or something. Like if you play Deep Woken, you have to use an emote to kind of stay on the boat and not fall off. So that's something that we were trying to really get resolved, and I think we did that a couple months ago using the new body movers or the new geez, I'm forgetting the name of it. But Roblox introduced a few new assets that we could use to fix that problem. So that is resolved. It's going to be a whole lot cleaner for naval battles. One thing that we're looking into right now is grappling, as far as keeping a ship still when you're going to board it. One thing I've noticed throughout my time on Roblox on One Piece games is not a lot of stuff is done with naval. You're not really getting into a lot of sea battles unless you're in something like One Piece Requiem or something like that. So what I've tried to aim for is to make sea battles as interactive as possible. There's different things that you could do on a ship going from repairing. I've showed a preview of repairs to the beta testers and the Patreon supporters. So they have seen how we're going to go about with repairing mechanics. I do want to touch back on that grappling. Once we have grappling for boarding ships, I think we voted out the helmsman option this week. So they won't be in charge of grappling. Anyone on a cannon seat will be able to grapple. Thank you, Clanibus, for the preview from that other game that you sent us. I'm forgetting the name of the game, but thank you for that. You'll be able to shoot a grappling hook at other boats and grapple it to keep it still. So you could hop onto the enemy's boat and you could basically keep them there while you're fighting them for a certain amount of time, as long as the requirements are met. I'm not going to go into detail on that because someone else is going to scoop that up happily. I promise you. But I'm not sure if that answers your question. If you wanted me to go into detail more on like navigation, that's also a thing. There is a navigator class that you can go ahead and pick up in game in case maybe something like cook and normal mechanics isn't your thing. You can be a navigator, and that comes with its own perks.
Thank you for your answers, Kyle, and thank you for this progress review.
No problem. Thanks
I
for
love you guys.
Sura.
Wow, your mic didn't cut off a single time. That's insane.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Dang.
All right,
All
thank you,
right.
Derek, for your question. I know Clanibus is really being annoying, so let's get him up here.
Yeah, bring Clan up.
Yeah.
I see mine has his hand raised. I'm not sure if that's just like
No,
he wants
yeah,
to.
he
I
is
invited him.
currently
He's not.
out.
He's not here.
All right. Bring Clanibus up. I think
If he
after
is
Clanibus, we could do maybe Billings. I see Darkersea out there with his hands raised. Uh, there's also Cosmo. Love hearing from Cosmo. You could bring him up afterwards.
Yeah, Clan is
And there's
taking
someone
too
new
long.
out there. Someone
He
named
will.
Buck. I haven't seen him around that much.
I do like it when community members are brave enough to request to speak. You know,
You
because
wanna
that's
bring Buck
the new audience that is coming into OPR.
Oh
See
yeah.
what their thoughts are.
Well,
So,
Clan's taking too long, so
should we bring up Buck real quick while
yeah,
Clanibus?
let's bring up Buck.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hello, Buck.
Hello.
All right, so tell us, what would you look forward to in a One Piece game?
Okay, so here's my first thing. Progression. I love Roblox One Piece I've seen has never actually been done in a right way with decent enough graphics. It comes into like if they have good enough graphics, they're usually a bandit beater. If their graphics are sucky, they usually have an okay system that's not bandit beat, it's more of PvP, but it's just horrible to run and fight all around. I've never seen a really balance of good looking, great systems and some pretty fair progression, like some good stuff, not just hitting bandits for now. So how would your progression work? Because, yeah.
All right. So we touched on this a little bit earlier. Someone had asked a question about progression, but basically it's not going to be a level system. I do want to clarify that again as much times as I can because I don't want people going into the game with the wrong idea. It's progression based on your adventure, your story, how you want to play. So you have freedom as far as progression goes to an extent. There will be certain requirements, certain activities that you will have to complete in order to, how you guys would call level up, in a sense. But we're going by ranks, not exactly levels in a numerical value type of system. It's ranks, and those ranks will determine the type of people you can run into in your encounters on the sea, or basically visiting islands. And it will affect the type of tasks that you can do as well. But it's not going to be, I want to assure you guys, this isn't going to be a bandit beater. We are very much incentivizing adventure and freedom of choice within this game's progression.
Yeah, and sorry, you go.
I mean, you could go ahead as well if you had another part to your question.
No, I was just gonna ask about like Marines and like maybe jailing systems or how any of that.
Oh, okay. So that type of progression as well.
We
As far
covered
as
that earlier in the AMA. We talked all about how we plan to have it. So specifically, if you are a Marine, you are going to get ranks and rewards by turning in pirates that you happen to capture into Marine outposts, where they would then be sent to a prison.
Well, it's not just that. It's pretty much based on being in like a group and accomplishing tasks that are specifically tailored to your experience. Um, of course, hunting pirates is one of those, and being rewarded for turning them in and sending them to jail. You know, but there's also like quests given by higher ups. Um, there are unique events tailored for Marines to like band together with other Marines to take down a target. There's various other stuff. And as for jailing, we talked about this earlier this month, but jailing will basically be based on bounty and your reputation. And I'm not really going to go into any more than that. But in the East Blue, you will be put into a local jail, no matter, your bounty or whatever. And there will be, higher planes of it, um, or I guess like the higher your bounty and reputation, the higher the punishment and the location you're put at. And Impel Down will be a part of the jailing system as well.
Yeah, so in a way, there are levels. It's just you don't obtain them by fighting bandits.
Well,
Let me put it in this way: you don't only have to fight bandits to obtain them. There
There
are
are bandits.
different avenues of obtaining what you would call experience points. However, again, we're not calling it levels and experience.
But in a way, that's kind of what they are.
In a way, but we want to make it clear that's not what we're exactly going for.
You said there's like you can get them not by just finding bandits. So there are bandits, or like
well,
There are bandits. Let me put it this way: there are bandits, but that is not the only avenue that you have to go. If you want to level up from cooking, be my guest. You can do that. You want to level up by basically you're handling ship mechanics, you're repairing ships, you're basically cleaning ships. Go ahead and do that. You're basically a shipwright. That's how you could do it, but you will have to finish the task that's associated with that rank, not the level, but with your rank to improve to the next rank. That will be a very serious requirement. However, you could get to the point where you have to complete that requirement via different avenues, whether that be focusing on your class, exploring, just going through normal PvP, or if you do want to bandit beat, there are various creatures that you can maybe hunt. You could also fish for XP as well.
Wait, what do you mean by hunt?
All right. So it's not bandit beating, but say you go over to the Barati, right? The Baratier. And you talk to a cook. This is just an example, but say you go and talk to a cook. Maybe you go and talk to Zeph. And he's like, hey, go ahead out there and see if you could find a rare sea king and bring me back a piece of it so that I can cook it. That's going to be the type of quest that you can run into. That's one of the various types of quests you could run into. So it's not going to be, hey, go find this specific Sea King and beat it 15 times. It won't be delivered in that sense.
Okay, and when on death, there's like, are there lives or no lives, like type thing?
So are you asking if it's like a rogue lineage type of system?
Yeah, or like
No. But there will be permanent events, like serious encounters, very serious encounters can be permadeath. It's something that we've tossed around. The staff has kind of considered it. Do we want this to be a game where it's really annoying? You got to kind of start over when you fuck up a couple of times? Or do you want this to be something that's very replayable and enjoyable? And the decision we came to is certain types of encounters can be permadeath, and you'll always be warned before that encounter. So you can choose if you want to put yourself in that situation or not. But it will be your choice. In certain cases, you can lose like limbs as well. So it won't really only be death you're looking out for. You might just end up missing an arm if you screw around too much. So do with that one what you will.
Hey, but one more question, I'll just pop off. In your game, okay, PvP, is that like heavily encouraged, or is it kind of just something that will maybe happen? Like, are there good rewards for fighting?
It's encouraged between ranks. Basically, I think Mona went over it earlier, but you can loot players that you've kind of beaten. So in case you want to see if you could maybe pull a devil fruit off of them or a Mito weapon. You can kind of do that if you beat them. It's going to be important as far as getting bounty. I don't want to only have it attached to PvP, but that's mainly where your bounty comes from, who you beat, how you beat them. So that's what I can say about that.
Kyle, do you want to talk about the color ranking system?
No, you probably know more about that one than me.
Yeah, you're fine with disclosing it.
Let's leave it for later. I don't want to put that out there just yet.
Color? What do you? Wait, why y'all just gonna bring that? Wait, what do you mean by color?
Don't worry about it. Y'all will
Yeah,
learn
don't
about
worry
it
about it.
soon. But I don't think it's at that point where we can explain it
All I'll
yet.
say is that PvP isn't going to be as linear as some other games. Make it.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
thank
there's a
you
lot
for
of
your
weird features
guidance,
that
Buck.
we toss around, but you'll find out. Plus, I'm gonna show you guys a clip of some gameplay, so you'll hopefully that will answer some more of the questions if you do have them.
All right, thank you for your questions, Buck.
Bring someone else up. Well, definitely.
Cannabis had a
has
question.
been waiting a while. Or is Cannabis ready?
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on, Clan? Can you hear? Damn, it's already 5 o'clock as well. We're gonna start that soon, but go ahead, Clan.
Hear me?
No.
We gotta talk about the actual progress. So,
Well, I got three things. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Go for it.
All right, the first one was Pirates of the Caribbean Online, Kyle. Second thing, you remember when we were doing pre-beta? You did Don Krieg, and he crashed
gone.
again. Yeah, he's fucking.
Are you talking about raid bosses?
Yeah, we're still doing raid bosses, right?
As far as I know, yes.
Now, are OPR going to be like? Are you guys making it more towards crew based, like get as many like people with you as you can, or can you like more solo?
I can't really hear him very well.
I think he said is
crew
crew.
based?
Do you need a crew or can you go solo?
You can go
Have
solo,
you-
but it's not recommended. You
Yeah.
know, safety in numbers and all that.
Mhm.
Pretty much everyone's kind of just
Yeah.
basically team combos will definitely be OP. Like
And
going
also
much more solid. But the only concern is transportation and stuff.
And if you think that going from island to island is going to be a cakewalk, just a short little trip, you will have fun with the events on the sea. And if you are by yourself, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, good luck.
The next thing is for Kyle whenever he gets back. When we doing that tournament?
A tournament?
All right.
The
Well,
tournament.
when he gets back, we'll let you know.
He's
We gotta
in
move
the
this
audience.
along, though.
All right, I gotta
Bye-bye.
go.
All right, bye. All right. Who should we bring up next?
Let's see. What was that blue name?
It's me, Josh.
Yeah, he's been on here for a while. Bring him up. Hello.
Hello.
It's me, Josh. Are you there?
They might be typing. Hold on.
Yeah, let's look at an AMA question. I do not see typing. Is it in general?
It has to
I
be
do
an
not see
AMA question.
typing either. Let me look through this AMA chat. I do not see a question just yet. Alright. Until they ping us and say that they want to go up, let's bring someone else. Darkracy, if he's still here. Darkracy still here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, what's
Hi,
up?
Darkracy.
What's
So
up?
tell us, what are you looking forward to in a One Piece game?
To be honest, I'm mainly looking forward to the PvP. I
Mm-hmm.
like the fact that this game has like exploration, things of that nature, but I mainly come to games for PvP. But not that I won't enjoy the adventure aspect, it's
Alright.
just PvP is like what draws me in. But I do have
Mm.
a few questions regarding PvP, regarding like sea logging and stuff like that. So you guys were mentioning like marine progression, and I don't want to become a marine because they suck. But I the first question I had was when it comes to sea logging against marines as a pirate, should are the penalties going to be bigger since that's like a big part of marines progression?
Is there logging in game?
Logging? What is that?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
like
logging
when
while in
they get
combat.
hit and they log out instead of fighting.
Oh, yes, there will be punishments for that.
Oh, okay. And I was saying like specifically when it comes to marine progression, because I know marines, like you said, a part of their progression or like the main part is capturing like pirates and stuff like that. But like let's say you capture a player in game and they sea log because they're like, I'm not sitting in jail. Should the marines are they still gonna get that experience like once they sea log? Since like that pirate is like, nah, you're not gonna get your progression. If that makes sense.
Do we have a cloning system in place?
That is an issue. What cloning? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like their avatar gets cloned, so you bring their avatar to the base even if they log.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
We could do that. I don't think we've really discussed it in the past yet because it hasn't been a big concern. Um, but yeah, we could probably we'll think something up. I don't think I have a solid answer to give you about that.
Okay.
Come back,
And
Kyle.
then
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
have
think to
something.
restart my whole phone. Discord basically just froze on me.
Oh, that sucks. Did you hear
then
his question?
my oh
Yeah, and we've had some combat tests in the past for some of our testers. I don't know if you were a part of those,
yeah,
but
I was.
we got some nice feedback about how we should do our combat, and we will say the PvP will be pretty interesting.
Is that Darkersea? What's good,
Yeah, what's
Dark?
up, Kyle? What's up?
Hey, yo, if y'all don't know, this is Darkersea.
And he's
Cut me
gone.
off.
Dark, we'll see you later.
Kyle, your phone sucks.
My my second question was it was regarding like PvP balancing. So I remember Kyle talking about like 1v1s and like 2v2s, 3v3s, like that sort of system. And and I was wondering like when it comes to balancing it, is there gonna be like a specific balancing team or is like the top 10 people from rank gonna have like more of an input than normal players? Because a common theme I notice in a lot of PvP games, ABA is like one of the best examples. Bad players have a ridiculously large input on like game balancing when they should not because they don't understand the high tier uh, combat. So therefore, they should not have a impact on it, if that makes sense. So I was wondering if there was just going to be a balancing team or a balancing team was going to be created from like the best PvPers or something like that.
Well, the way I see it, the people who have the biggest influence are the people who play the most.
Hmm.
And, ultimately, those are the people we're going to hear from way more often and the people we're going to, take input from more often.
Right.
So, even if you're a good player, balancing can still not come easily if you're not experienced with the game.
Right.
Even if you're naturally gifted, you could just not know about like certain abilities or just balancing in general. So while people can be bad and they'll have their input, the most people will hear input from are like the people who dedicate themselves to the game and play a lot. Because
Right.
we'll see them more often.
Very
Yeah.
true. I'm also going to be selecting people who I think just stands out. I've mentioned it before, but there's going to be leaderboards for a lot of different things. I think faction leaderboards will be something that you guys will see. I'll try to sneak peek that. But I've also said in the past, at least to the beta testers, that there's going to be a leaderboard for each type of class as far as like cooks and such. So we're gonna know who's the best, who's really putting in that work, who's actually trying to figure out how can I be on the top within this game. So we'll definitely want to reach out to them and grab information that they think we need. If you ever want like a direct line to us, put in that work and be at the top. I'm definitely gonna have you on the balancing team though. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. I'm gonna have Darker C on there. I've been through a lot of different games with this dude. He knows his thing about balancing.
And then
And Kyle, his
oh,
first question was about C logging.
Oh, combat
And
logging.
like
Yeah.
and like and he was focusing on like what happens if a Marine knocks down someone, ties him up, and wants to turn him in, but they combat log. And
Oh,
he
they're
was talking
getting punished.
about
No, they're getting fucking punished. If you combat log, you're losing your shit. I'm just gonna put that out there. Your bounty, that's gone. Don't combat log. At least tough it through and deal with the consequences of what you've done in game. I'll be really serious with y'all. Combat logging, I'm not for it. As far as people getting away scot free for doing it.
That's gonna suck for people with shitty connections, though.
Oh yeah, pain.
then my last question was about like islands. So I know I talked to you about this like before, Kyle, but like when it comes to like the Grand Line and like the New World, are you guys gonna make it so like when you get on an island, right, it would take you to like a server list of that island, so there like it wouldn't be as much lag versus all the islands being in the same place. Like let's say you're going to like Punk Hazard or something like that. It would send you to like a server list of that instead of just going straight to Punk Hazard, so you could focus on more detail for those specific islands. So
Yeah.
it's less like overall.
Yeah. So that's basically how we're gonna do it. We did put some thought into this on if everything could fit into one server. Hell no, Roblox servers are ass. So we're gonna teleport people to different servers. We already have one planned for Logtown. We still kind of are discussing as far as which islands we're gonna put into each server because I don't think it would be okay to just have one single island in a server. Because if we continue down that route, there's just going to be way too many servers to teleport to. The player base would be too divided. So we're going to see which islands make the most sense to have in the same server as far as the storyline goes. You know what I mean?
Alabasta is
Yeah.
pretty big.
Alabasta,
Alabasta's huge.
Jaya, Skypea. Um, maybe we should have Impel Down.
Impel Down might have to be its
Marine
own.
Ford and oh yeah, Impel Down does need to be its own. That's right. For jailing, but oh, I'm trying to remember what the place is. The one that's floating above a waterfall.
Oh, Annie's Lobby.
Annie's Lobby. Yes, Annie's Lobby should be in the same server as Marine Ford. And maybe it should be.
But basically, you see what I mean. So we're kind of going through that decision at the moment. We're making that decision, and that's for further islands. East Blue is already set. We're just thinking of ahead of time because there is going to be like the Grand Line and such. We're not just going to leave you guys dry and hanging on like the Blues, like a couple other games. That's not what we're going for.
All right.
Yeah, hope that answers the question.
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
No problem, Dark. Always good to have input from you, bro. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Is
Alright, who
It's
should
Me
we bring on
Josh
next?
ready to speak now?
Yes, yeah, their Discord crashed. Bring them up.
Invite is sent. Hello, it's me, Josh.
Hello? Does it work now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So about my question, how secure will the game be? Because I did play the game already on the like special tester thing once, and I did test some exploiting stuff out and reported everything to Kyle. He might still remember me, I don't know. But yeah, that's my question.
Hey, what's going on, Josh? As far as security, I'm gonna put it out there, but that's probably gonna be like the last thing we focus on before public release. That way, we could just give our all as far as attention towards security. As a game is being created, it's being made with like security in mind. We're doing a lot of sanity checks to make sure people aren't doing anything that's obviously not supposed to be done, but we're gonna have to call in a team to kind of test it. I'm gonna have to go back. It's been a while since we talked. I'm gonna go ahead and check out our messages, but we are gonna consider people that we've been in talks with to do security testing, see what can and can't be done, and that's something we'll do before opening the game to the public. Because the last thing we need is any exploits really screwing up the game's economy. I've seen it happen with OPFC, where they had to kind of wipe progress because of something like that. As far as money goes, their in-game economy just basically collapsed when an exploit was used widely. So we're trying at all costs to avoid that. Asteroid once helped us out, I think, in pre-beta with a trading glitch that was going on. So I can tell you for the most part, trading is very secure at the moment. But we will have to do more testing before opening it to the public as far as security goes.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
No problem. Thanks for coming up, Josh. I'll probably be in your DMs soon. Okay, guys.
Angelic Pride is an old name.
Ooh, I'm so sorry, guys, but we're gonna just review progress, and then we're probably gonna close it off here. And then later on this evening, I'm gonna try to get that clip out to you so you guys can see some gameplay. But let's review progress here. So before we get directly into progress, I do want to announce some new additions to our team. We picked up a couple animators, I want to say towards the end of January. So big shout out to who's going to be known in the server under the name Custard Pudding Flan. Very experienced animator who has onboarded to the team. Congratulations to him. We also onboarded Catarze, who is a Brazilian animator. I wouldn't say he's like the most experienced, but he does put in a lot of time to his animations, and he'll be handling a lot of our emotes. I think Mind has already shown some of that. Randomly, just give me a heads up. So yeah, congratulations to Catarze for being onboarded to the team as well. Make sure to give them a warm welcome when you can. I'm gonna list them as devs if they haven't been already. We also have our scripters who were onboarded around December, and one was onboarded a little bit into February. So the head scripter that's going to be in charge of dealing with fruits currently is going to be Chad. You may have seen him in the beta tester chat a little bit. He's been hired to focus fruits. Right now he's working on Kilo. I was hoping we'd have that ready for the AMA, but he had some midterms going on. So that's probably not going to be shown in this gameplay clip, but maybe sometime in March. Also, shout out to Vio. He's new. He's the newest scripter that we hired on this month. So far, he's doing a really nice job. It's been a pleasure working with him. He's worked on our Kama Kama Nomi fruit so far and our Tremor fruit. So those are about 3 confirmed fruits for you guys right now. I'm also going to just review them in the progress review. One other animator that we're beginning to work with, that brings our total up to 3 animators since our last AMA, is Monty Kai. He's very new. It's been maybe we've been talking for like maybe a week or two here. We're trying to get something together because I want to put the animators onto different categories. So something's always being done, even if someone's out or someone gets sick, just so that we're always progressing OPR. So please give a warm welcome to those staff members if you see them in the server. Thank you. They make this possible. So let's get on to the progress review. Since the last AMA, here's some assets that we've gotten together. As far as combat sets, boxing, animation-wise, has been completed. It's still waiting on a little bit of the VFX for boxing. Staff/pole, Nami's climb attack, has been completed. As far as animations, that was completed very recently. It's in hand, so I'll be showing that to you guys soon if you're in the beta tester chat. That also reminds me, I do need to speak about the Patreon members. We'll leave it until after the progress. It's going to be pretty short here. As far as skill sets, dagger skills have been completed animations-wise. Great sword has been completed animations-wise. Big thank you to Flan for the great sword skill animations. Those things are just a pleasure to look at. Really beautiful. I think you guys will enjoy them a lot. Moving on to the fruits that have been completed since our last AMA. Kama Kama no Mi, which we just discussed, has been revamped. Thank you, Vio, for the scripting. A big thanks going out to Katarze for the animations. Horo Horo no Mi is in progress. It's not quite completed. It needs to be revised. So that is upcoming. Maybe we could show you guys. I'm not sure that's going to be something we'll show in March, but just know it's in progress. Gura Gura is also in progress. It's just about completed. We want to make some revisions to the effects. So maybe the Patreon members will be seeing that in March. They'll be able to go ahead and test that out and let you guys know how that's going. But the
Gone.
While Kai was getting back in, mention our maps are not blocks. They have had a lot of work put into them. Right, Mono?
What?
The amount of optimization we put into making sure we can have our maps in-game to the quality they are for
Right.
Roblox.
Right.
Sorry guys. About where did I leave off before it cut out? Anyone happen to know?
You were talking about sword animations.
Okay, that's where it cut out? Okay. Flan basically completed Greatsword. Animations are done for the skill set. I guess we missed out on the fruits because you said the last thing you guys heard was the swords.
You mentioned how Gura is being worked on.
Okay. All right, y'all heard a good bit. So, all right. I pretty much said what needed to be said for Gura. Mira no Mi, which is the mirror fruit, the animations have been completed. We need to work on the visuals. That's probably going to be ready in March. Wasp no Mi, this is a zone fruit. Animations have been completed, thank God. It's going to be not your normal R15 rig. It's going to have a couple different attachments to it to make it look like Wasp no Mi. But the animations for it is done, so that's great. We got to work on the visuals. The visuals were not started on that zone yet. That's just a heads up. So maybe March. We'll see. I don't think the zones will be completed for March as far as the insect zones, but we'll see how it goes. Emotes have been completed to a good degree. I'll go through a list. Take Me On dance. It's a bit of an old one that's done. Praise the Sun. Those who know, you know, it's done. It's ready. I'll skip that one. I guess that's pretty specific to like Mono or Mind. Okama Pistol was recently completed. Frankie's Angry Dance from within Logtown was also completed. Bon Clay, Mr. Two's dancing, basically his ballet. That emote is done. We've really been on a roll thanks to Catarze for emotes. Doflamingo laugh, that's completed. Mine would be able to tell us who did that one. I believe that was a special requested one, not done by our normal animators. I'm not going to mention the other dance. I think Mind already posted it as well. And I think that's about it for the emotes. I think there was also a caramel dancing, but it's basically been completed as well.
That one wasn't very good, and I think it needs to be redone.
All right, well, we'll work on that one. Nothing crazy, but among the lists, I think it's a pretty good progression as far as emotes and fruits for this month. We didn't quite hit what we wanted to as far as getting combat sets and skill sets completed for this month, but I think that's because our animators were getting onboarded. So we should see an increase, maybe 4 skill sets per month, going on from this AMA, and that we can maybe show to you guys so you could have fun with that. Now that we're done with the progression review, I do want to mention for the Patreon users, all your benefits will begin in the end of March. Once everything has been submitted by the animators, we do move on like a monthly basis. So once that's submitted, we'll go ahead and let you guys into testing. If you're not sure about what benefits the Patreon users get, someone hooked them up with the command in general or something, but the Patreon users will get access to test out certain combats, certain quests, and certain fruits depending on their tier, just so that we could have someone to give us feedback as we do this that are actively supporting the game's production. Beta testers, do not worry. You get to test right after the Patreon users, but you know they kind of got to get first dibs on that. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the AMA. Like I said earlier, I'll go ahead and post a clip of gameplay for you guys that are waiting on that, who showed up for that. We're not going to leave you dry and hanging. You'll get a clip of gameplay today. But thank you for coming out to this time's AMA. So sorry about my mic issues. I'll have that fixed by next month for sure, probably the next couple of days. Just going to order a new one. Well, thanks again, guys, and see you at the next AMA.
Gone.
All right. Thank you all for coming. Now, Mono, should we stick around and answer a couple more questions of the audience?
I can answer a couple more questions,
All
and
right. Let's see.
remember, guys,
Lagman's been
if
waiting for a
hold on, hold
while.
on. If I can't get to you, when during the post AMA, I guess, just put your question in the thread under the channel AMA question, and we'll try to answer those as best we can. So Lagma, you got a question?
Yeah, how y'all doing? So
Can you turn up your mic? I can't hear you.
I don't know how to do that. I'm on my phone.
All right.
I'll just hold it real
I'm on
close
my
to my
computer.
face.
All right, go.
All right. So sorry if these questions have been answered before. I came in a little late because I fell asleep and I woke up. I see a ping for this. And I hopped in as soon as possible. So a while back, in the sneak peeks channel, I saw a sneak peek for kind of gun gameplay. It got me excited. I've been thinking about it ever since. And I gotta ask, what are guns gonna be like? Are they actually gonna be viable unlike basically every other One Piece game in existence? And if you want to answer this question, I got a sub question for it. Are they going to be projectile based or are they going to be hit scan?
So guns, and really just the marksman class in general will definitely be viable. We're trying to keep all the we basically have 3 classes: the fist fighter, the blade, and the marksman. And we're trying to keep all those well balanced to make all of them viable. so you're not stuck into one specific class like most games are with sword fighting. Um, Guns will definitely be viable, uh, and it won't just be guns. Slingshots, bazookas, different types of projectile weapons will also be used. They'll be really good. And one thing we're trying to do is to not make individual um, weapons too OP unless like they follow a specific kind of class, like the Meito, which are very limited to get. So there'll be rifles and pistols and a bunch of them, and to a certain extent they will all be viable if you focus on them. As for projectile versus hit scan, what do you exactly mean by that?
So, in games that use guns, there's two versions. One where when you fire, projectiles created and it shoots forward at a certain speed, meaning that to land hits, you'll have to shoot ahead of your enemy. In high movement games, projectile weapons are incredibly hard to use, as since they're high movement, you can't exactly predict where an enemy will go at any given time. An example I'll make of this is very popular one, GPO. Their guns are in fact projectile based, and as such, because there's things like Geppo and Soru and dashes and movement abilities, you basically can't hit people with it unless you know exactly where they're going to go. Now, in games that have a mix of the two, projectile weapons normally deal higher amounts of damage to make up for this weakness, while hit scan weapons are your go to. Hit scan is a system where it's exactly what it says. If you aim the reticle on someone and click, that's a hit. It'll shoot a projectile on a bullet, yeah, but the bullet's just for show. You'll deal damage as soon as you click.
Kyle handled most of the projectiles. I know some of them are projectiles, or I said he handles most of the projectiles, but I mean like the marksmanship weapons. But I know slingshot are projectile. Um, I know like the exploding.
I had no clue what happened, but yeah.
Hello?
I don't know what happened. I'll
Me neither.
here.
Mono, get.
Lagma, you come back up. There you
Yeah.
go. Everything back normal.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
happened?
Everything is fine.
There was no crashing bus.
Was that Kyle?
Nothing
Kyle
happened.
might have ended the event early.
Instead of
Yeah,
exiting.
No, this is community stage.
Huh? Community
Alright.
stage?
This is called community stage now for some reason.
Oh,
Keep going.
Should
Yeah,
should I
so,
start
projectiles.
the stage, or should I start the stage first, or does it matter?
I mean, we got 20 out of 33 people coming in.
Yeah, and like everyone's gonna come in. So okay,
Yeah.
so what was I saying? I was saying something about
You were
Right.
saying that
projectiles.
handled
Oh
both.
right.
So,
Okay, so
slingshots have a lot of projectile-based movement. Our marksmanship, Kyle has been doing that on his own a lot, so we have not seen much of it. So,
I
I
do
don't.
remember the pistol shooting. It seemed very fast, and it
Mhm.
seemed like you couldn't really see a projectile very well.
Yeah.
That might be hit scan, but as of the moment, we can't really, we can't give you any solid answer on that.
Mhm.
Oh, that's fine. I have a few more questions if you guys will give me the time. So, I've been wondering. So this is a game all about exploration. Will you have to make or buy ammo, or will it be a system of you have infinite ammo, but you have to reload your weapons? Do you guys know the answer to that one, or is that a Kyle thing?
You do have to buy ammo.
Ah, damn.
I think we have like energy-based weapons, like Trying to think of one. I can't really, but I know
Oh
we do
yeah.
have them
Speaking of
that like
weapons, I
that
mean,
take more recharge than they do have infinite ammo, but they have to be like recharged and stuff.
okay.
What's that one? The blast bazooka, I think that's called.
Burn
The one
bazooka.
you
Bird
use in
bazooka.
Skypiea,
Yeah.
and the burn blade. Yeah, those are like
Love the burn
recharge
blade.
weapons that you wouldn't have to buy anything for, but you would have to like gauge your uses so you don't use it up and have to wait for it. But mostly it's you do buy your ammo, but ammo's cheap and you can buy it in bulk, so there's
Okay,
not really an issue there.
that's great to know. So I have two more questions, and then I'll get out of your hair. So another one that I don't know if it's a Kyle only thing. Will actually this can extend to all weapons. So will there be unique weapons? Now talking about guns because that's what I'm most interested in. In the show, we've seen everything from Lugers, just kind of in the background, to revolvers, to Gatling guns, to
Hmm.
shotguns, to even just automatic
Mhm.
rifles. Will will the I'm guessing at the early game, the East Blue or the Blues or whatever will not have these since these were all Grand Line only weapons. But will there be more unique and different weapons found in the Grand Line that you can buy or find?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
have this game has been going it's been in development for like since 2016, more so really kicking into gear in 2017, and ever since then we have just been making assets. Like they're not scripted, but there are assets made to be scripted, and we have an entire backlog, and among them I don't know if this has been shown, but we have like a Gatling harpoon gun that
Ooh, that
We
sounds
have
fun.
harpoon guns. We have
yeah.
bazookas. We have hand cannons. We have revolvers, pistols, rifles. We have Van Alger's sniper, which will definitely be a Grand Line thing.
Ooh.
Um,
We
I
have
know the lobster bazooka. We showed that a while ago, and it was made a
yeah.
while ago, but it still holds up its quality till now. That'll definitely be an East Blue type of weapon, and a very unique one
Was
as well.
the Don Krieg poison gun
Oh yeah, was that a
was
gun
that
or was that
scripted yet?
that was more like a armor
It's
set,
like a
right?
wrist shooter or something.
Yeah, that was more like an armor set you put on, and you can use
Yeah.
it like a projectile weapon.
Mhm.
Yeah. So to answer your question, of course, we'll have very unique ones, and even in the East Blue, we'll have a bunch of varied unique ones too.
All right. And my final question might not be a thing anymore, but it was talked about during the last AMA, or at least the last time I talked to a dev. So I believe it was the last AMA that you guys mentioned the fact that there might be event islands, islands that like come up out of the sea for a limited time and then go back down and usually have a reward. Is that going to be in the game? Because I think it's a great idea.
Hmm. Event islands. I
Yeah.
know there are event outposts
No,
that,
they're event islands.
but oh, there are.
Yeah, remember
Hmm.
we talked about it.
Hmm.
We talked about it like a bunch. If you ask Mind, he'll tell you. But yeah, there definitely will be event islands that show
Mhm.
up. Um, you know, obviously nothing major, but an event. I guess you wouldn't exactly call it an island, but an event location would be the Rainbow Mist from the filler that transports you to more like a ship graveyard.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you guys talked about that being one of them, being a
mhm.
ship graveyard that you can get loot from while other pirates are trying to scramble for it too, so you have to fight them.
Yep.
I was actually pretty excited
Uh,
for that one.
yeah, I don't know which specific islands we have planned to appear like as events, but we do have some planned. We'd have to talk about that more, because that's more of like a later
Yeah.
kind of idea. But does that answer your question?
Yeah, that answers all my questions. And if I can recommend anyone, I'm gonna say Billings has some great questions, and that dude is active as hell. So
He
I'm gonna
sure
take my leave.
is. Have a good
Okay.
one, Lagma.
Thank you.
All right, Billins. He's been in here almost the longest. Hello, Billins.
Hi, yo, what's up? I've like a couple things. So first
Mm-hmm.
of all, is about like the boss fights. Like, will they be significant to progression, and how will they be set up? Like, will they be as in GPO, where it's just like a super buffed, like regular humanoid NPC, or will
Oh, I
they
hate
set up more like kind of like a Souls-like boss? You know?
So
There's
there
like
are.
waves on bosses, right?
Let's not really get into that. There are waves
Mm.
on certain bosses, like Arlong, that have like fodder. Um, but most bosses are more about how do I say this? We
Drop
do have
chance.
a few Souls-like bosses planned. Um, but mostly they'll just be normal fights or fights where you have to build up by fighting certain minions. Like we have shown the Don Krieg fight, which starts out by you fighting what's his name, the shield guy, and then once you defeat him, you have to fight oh, what's his name? I'm sorry, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, yeah, but just like
Dean.
so, it's more like wave dungeons than bosses.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Like I said, some
Yeah,
of them are like that and some aren't. I can't give you, a solid answer,
Mm-hmm.
yes or no.
yeah,
It's more like both.
yeah. So also about like the ship combat, just quickly, like, have you tested whether the position of other players is like consistent across both screens, like for fighting on a moving ship?
No. No,
Because like
we
that's
haven't
normally a
tested
big problem,
anything.
even if like the jumping and like falling off ships is
Mm-hmm.
fixed, oftentimes they'll be like lagging behind on everyone else's
Oh,
screen, you know?
oh, you mean like
Yeah.
moving? No, we fixed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fixed that pretty
Okay.
well. Like the only thing that
Yeah.
that affects it are like movement options while you're on a ship. Like let me think. Like if you use Soru to move around and you're on a moving ship, you might get like pushed back a bit. But other than that, you're fine. You can walk, you
Oh
can
yeah, yeah. Also about movement options. If someone's running away from you, is it gonna be more of a situation where it's like they have one more movement speed than you, so therefore they just, they sprint faster and you lose the combat. They just get away, or is there gonna be like some kind
I
of skillful parkour that'll let you be able to catch
Ooh.
up to runners?
There's a
both.
lot of movement skills and also perks that can help with the stats themselves. Like we have the Usopp perk, right?
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine what that is. Yeah.
There are a lot of movement options in the game, and while everyone's while everyone's run speed may be the same at base, that doesn't mean it'll be it'll always stay the same. And it also doesn't mean there won't be a lot of ways to catch someone who just wants to run away. But that also
Yeah.
doesn't mean
Also,
people can't run away. Like a lot of people want to run from fights, and that's fine, I guess. It's kind of a coward move, but there's no reason to block that.
yeah. Also, about you were talking earlier about combat lock bodies. I think like actually it would be like really good to have some kind of like ghost system where just like a lifeless ragdoll appears that you can like turn in for the same rewards you would as a player. Like, is that planned?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did like that idea that he said of clones, where like if somebody leaves, then the body's just replaced with a lifeless husk. Um, but that's kind of
Yeah.
something to think about a bit later. Uh,
It would work because we have when you're unconscious, there are ways to get out of their grasp. So that challenge will be mitigated by the capturer if the guy who's captured just becomes a husk to turn in.
Yeah, yeah. But also about the islands being in like clusters in their own servers. if someone's like trying to escape you on their ship, will they be able to cross over into the next like server of islands
No.
to be able to escape?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Because it'd be annoying if like someone went to another cluster of islands and then you just couldn't find their server and they're just gone
Yeah,
for
no.
good.
We have a tag for people who are in combat, and a lot of things like are disabled when you have that tag on you, and that's one of them, teleporting to different servers.
Yeah. Just like two more quick things. So will when you said like charge up weapons, will dials are dials planned as like the charge up
Yes.
weapon?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. And also about how long the combat was, because in the beta testing combat with the base, like it took a while. Like fights would last like 5 minutes with just the base combat, and that's like not a bad thing. What I'm more worried about is once all the skills are added, like people will die in 20 seconds. You know, like
Mm.
are you thinking about like how much damage things will do, or just like buffing health in general to make things last longer once the skills all get added?
Well, yes, and that's what the testing is for. It's to help balance, the damage output and everything. And once we add the skills, we can determine, how much health someone should have or how much damage a move should actually do.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. See ya.
Yep. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You should,
Coleon.
call in. He's been waiting
See if
way too
he's
long.
gonna get in.
And then after then, I know Chicken had a question. Is Chicken still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
So I got like 4 questions. If like I could shorten it to 3, if that's too much. So my first question is, y'all mentioned impel down. Like, is there a way that you can get out of there? Like you fight a mini boss or fight other players that are in impel down to rank up and eventually escape or something like that. Like, how would that go for the impel down? If y'all don't mind me asking, if that's not too much.
We haven't discussed it too much. My plan, and this could change at any point depending on everyone else's opinion, but my plan was to have Impel Down jail someone as just a simple way of jailing them and timing them out. And then you could have escape or break out or invade Impel Down as more of like a event or a world quest that you could do that lets you infiltrate it and then rescue someone and then escape.
Oh, okay. And then my other question was, so will there be like a role system? You know, when you start the game, you can roll your race, roll your rank in the world, or something like that. Like you can be born as a celestial dragon, or does it you just load into the game and it automatically happens?
uh Pretty sure race is automatic, right?
Okay.
The perk is rolling. I think race is automatic. I'm not entirely
You
sure.
can re-roll race if you want to, but you will be assigned a random race as you spawn in. Like as soon as I joined OPR, I was made into a red fish man.
Okay. Into like
Or
emphasize,
manta.
and emphasize on the race thing. So like let's say you're born as a Skypian. Will you be born on the island Skypea, or will you be born on the starter island?
Probably
I
on the
think we
starter
originally
island.
planned to have it spawn on Skypea, but since we added some story and other stuff, now it works. So you spawn on the starter island no matter what.
Okay. And then my last question. So like, I know like in a lot of One Piece games, oh my god, sorry. I know in a lot of One Piece games they don't have a lot of ship like base combat, and I know you're going to have that, but like later on in the updates, like maybe like 6 months after the game came out, like would it be possible if y'all to add like a mini game for the ships, like a Sea of Thieves, you know, like that game, but you just battle like on sea with the ships and stuff, and it really won't affect you. It's just like a ship arena, like later on in the game, something like that.
If enough people are interested in that, then that is a possibility. We plan to have a couple different modes for OPR, so it's not just the open world. we're going to ask more about that as time goes on. Right now, we're focusing on getting the main meat of the game filled out, so that people can have an enjoyable experience, anyways. And once everyone's satisfied with that, we'll look into maybe other areas.
Okay. And then the final question. So like let's will it be possible if you're born in like to nobility? Like where like cuz I know in like One Piece kind of like nobility is like sort of weak cuz they don't do anything, they just sit around.
Hmm.
Like
Well, I am the second in command of Germa 66. So there are different groups that will be affiliated with OPR, and you will get perks by doing well and rising up in the ranks in those certain groups. And I believe we talked around the idea of higher members can actually assign side quests to lower members.
Alright, well that was just my final question, and thank you for answering it, and I hope this
All
game
right,
turns
thank
out
you.
well.
Thank you for coming up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chicken is next.
Is he here? Oh, there he is. Chicken?
There we go.
Hel-
Can you hear me?
Hello, chicken.
All right. Sorry if this is a question that can't be answered. Can only be answered by Kyle, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. But I only have one question, surprisingly. This one's related to Risk. I know a lot of people in this Discord don't like this game, but I'm gonna use Deep Woken as an example because it's the only game that I've seen do it properly, really. Um, and I know you mentioned previously, like you want to be in a group or a crew or something like that, strength in numbers, and you don't want to lose anything. But what can you lose? I know Kyle mentioned you can lose bounty and stuff and you could get looted, but like at the end of the day, what would that bounty do? And like what kind of loot would you want to keep aside from like a devil fruit? And couldn't you also just like keep that on an alt? And what at the end of the day, how big of a risk is there when like you're fighting, essentially?
That's a good question. Give me a second. So, risk is a hard thing to really determine because a lot of people don't, care that much. If you just want a simple, straightforward answer, bounty gets you reputation, which helps with your levels, gets you more privilege in certain aspects. Um, gives you just it's also just something to brag about. Everyone loves to brag about how high their bounty is. Um, as for looting, now looting is a bit difficult
Mm-hmm.
to keep people from using alts, and that's why looting will also include things that you can't trade off, like money, like Barry. Um, you will lose money if you get looted. That's an obvious inevitability. You'll lose fruits. If you have a Meto, one of those rare weapons that we only supply a limited number of, that can be looted. So you don't want to lose when you're holding one of those. Um,
And throughout the game, you will have a lot of harvestables, and
yeah,
all of those
crafting items.
harvestables are free game.
Yeah, crafting items. You did mention, putting stuff on an alt, and of course that is an option. That's probably the smart play. If people want to get into like trading.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can't say we can really do much about that.
Okay.
That's a difficult, situation.
Yeah, I understand. One more thing I do want to know is like, as to continue with Deep Woken as an example, the reason that people like stick together so much is because if you lose too many fights, you could easily have all your progress reset, which I know this game doesn't want to do, but would it be possible to deal like a permanent damage to someone's character as mentioned before, there's you could like lose limbs and stuff. Would you be able to do that as a player, or is that only in events that risk your character?
No, you can't do that as a player.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you're trying to look for like, I guess
Maybe
for
with a
all like
hidden
hardcore
achievement, we
leveling
could add
warrior,
that.
you see how, that's a good example of how pissed people would get if someone at a higher level just kind of
Oh
trolled them
yeah.
and erased all their progress.
Mhm.
Losing limbs, it's a touchy subject. We do have to provide a substitute and provide ways around that stuff to make sure that the player, can still play the game with the lost limb. Um, so we don't want to have it happen too often. Um, but it'll still be an option. I don't know
Uh,
what I'm saying.
Thank you. That answers the question. Yeah.
All right,
One
thank you.
more person requests to
Yep.
speak.
Gion.
Hmm. Hello.
Hello. I'd like to ask about gas fruit and if it's going to be added with a merchant race with that. Maybe it could have a big nose, and there's a 90% of becoming so when they dye the fruit, and a 10% chance when they dye to gas fruit, they become a tall and blonde man with that's an Aryan race. Um, and maybe they could add a mustache.
He wants to know
Okay,
about
that's it.
gas fruit. Uh,
Hello.
I'm
You
sorry, I couldn't. Is he still in?
did he asked about gas Caesar's fruit,
He has to
right?
get gas, but I'm sorry, I couldn't understand him very well.
Me neither.
Um,
And then he left, and now I'm
yeah, and
very
then
confused.
now he's gone, so I can't really answering it is kind of
Uh,
Bowser Jr. put on mine's profile picture.
nice. Does anyone else have a question or in some sort of wish that they would like to see in a One Piece game? We'll look through the AMA
Oh,
chat.
I just have to say because we mentioned this lately. Fishing.
Right.
Finally.
Asteroid's favorite thing.
Finally.
I like how we forgot to mention this during the entire AMA.
I like the
That was
picture.
at the disclosure of Kyle, and
That's
he
fair.
did not want to.
He said fishing's the thing, so
He
that's all.
said
That's all
fishing
you guys
is
need
a
to know.
thing. We can't really go in depth with the exact mechanics of it just yet, because it needs Kyle's approval. He is the big man.
I think. Wait. Okay. He's typing in. Yehoon is typing in chat. By the way. Okay. So maybe add gas fruit and big nose man. So I think he means
Huh?
Usopp maybe or Kaku.
Gas fruit and big nose man.
I think he means add like a human variant for like Kaku and Usopp.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to answer this the
Also,
best as I
depending
can.
on poneglyphs.
Gas fruit will be added. It won't be out, until the Grand Line because we won't add Logias until then, because we don't want to, have hockey until then. But as for Big Nose Man, uh, Kaku is going to be added, Usopp is going to be added, and options for both of their noses as accessories will be added. I think that's like the best I can, answer that.
We
And
also got a question about
is he
poneglyphs.
even in here?
No, he's not.
He's not. Okay, cool.
That was odd.
uh, Anais has a question. Anisha.
We will disclose when Mono says colored PvP, he does not mean a race war.
Did someone actually ask that? It's Lagma. Don't say that. You don't want race wars added to game. There's no race war in OPR. There's also no clones in Jerma's basement. Right, Asteroid? Asteroid?
So
Asteroid.
moving on to the next question.
Anyone else want to talk? Oh, Kai had Koichi has something to say. Oh, we have some questions in the thread.
Oh, I see. Someone said okay thread. I see.
Okay, Koichi, you have anything to say? You raised your hand, so nope, he muted and unmuted. I think his mic's not working. You guys want to answer what's in the thread? Mono, Asteroid?
Yeah, I can do that.
Can cooking and fishing
Start
and
from the
similar
top.
things be an actual decent way to go for EXP? Or will bandit beating be the best way? We are very against bandit beating. We will make sure that doing the other classes will be just as beneficial.
Yes, we don't like GPO.
So help me, I will become max level by fishing.
Roll to fish.
All right, Zeta Art had a question. Will there be underwater content? To an
Under
extent, yes.
there
There
will
will be,
be events you can do on the ocean that have to deal with the things that are in the ocean, but you will not be able to really dive underwater and swim.
well, to an extent, you will be. For like a specific system we have planned, but it's not exactly, under. It's more like a diving mini game, where you just jump in the water, but you don't actually get to explore like a 3D environment. It's just too much, for how big our game is. It'd just be empty if you could swim down there.
Mono, you ever play Xenoblade?
Don't
No, I'm
don't
saying is it like the
reference
tour?
anything in
I was
Xenoblade.
saying, is
I
it like
hate
the
that
Tora
game.
minigame?
What?
The Tora minigame.
Which one's
If
that?
you know what I'm talking about, it's basically a diving minigame where it's like a retro arcade machine.
Actually, it's gonna be like Pokemon Xenoverse fishing.
Is that from the first or the second?
Second.
Yeah, I didn't play.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
That
play
makes sense.
Doo Doo Ass Walking Simulator 2 Boobs Edition.
Okay, that's fair.
I only played the first one. Worst 50 hours of my life. Okay, Zeta Art had a second question. How affect combat if it is implanted in the game? Implemented. Asteroid, what's our plan for how? I think he's gone.
I'm pretty sure most people won't have it, but
It's been a while since we discussed how. It was never really something. Oh, hey, mine's here. Mine, talk about how.
How? Like how?
Yeah. Yeah, how will how affect combat if it is implemented
how?
in the game?
Well, you're not gonna have like an automatic like hockey and with Buzo, Ken, and then Conquerors. Conquerors and Ken have to be like they're birth based, and that's why people are
Not
gonna
Ken.
try to what?
Or not Ken.
I know like Ken has like the special Ken. There's some parts that you can only unlock through birth. Benefits. Yeah, perks. My bad.
Well, it's not like, a birth benefit. It's like you're benefited from birth. Like
Yeah,
like you have an advantage, but you don't get like unique skills from birth with
Mhm.
Ken. People can unlock those, but you unlock them basically immediately. You have an advantage. But Hal has to be earned from birth.
Now we don't know how we're gonna do the future, Ken. Though that's a bit tricky. Like if you do it with the portal,
That would just be like 100% dodge rate or something.
Yeah.
Something stupid like
the
that.
Portuguese person gets it.
We probably wouldn't even add it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give it only to the worst players in the game. Balance everything out.
Okay, are there any survival game-esque mechanics present other than crafting in this game?
Yes, you can eat food.
Fishing.
Yeah, fishing.
Fishing, yeah.
Also, during the Grand Line, it'll become much harder. So the East Blue is just like it's
Baby town.
comfortable, but it's still difficult. But then once you get to the Grand Line, we're just throwing dirt in your eyes.
Do we have lumberjacking for ship material?
Of course we have lumberjacking. That is such a basic question, of course. Lumberjacking is everybody's dream. Most material is obtained through shopping. Or, I don't know. I don't know. Are those all the questions? All right, I've got to go. I'm gonna end the AMA. Thank you guys for coming.